My name is Ruchi Anadkat. I practice as a multidisciplinary visual artist and performer. I am currently working between Lille and Dunkerque, which is in the north of France. But I born and brought up in Vadodara, the state of Gujarat, in India. The in-between is part of my artistic and cultural identities. I practice dance and visual art by questioning how to produce a visual experience through a performance in an inhabited and imaginary architecture, and for what cultural exchanges and commonplaces. Performance means, for me, the encounter of the consciousness of the body with the consciousness of space, and with this awareness, the possibility of creating volumes, surfaces, lines, the extensions of movements. We constantly measure space through the memory of our kinesthetic experiences, the time we take, the energy we spend while crossing distances between parts of our body and our body itself to the external environment. At all times, we measure our ability to meet our needs or escape danger. Art can enable us to read and perceive these automatic and unconscious mechanisms. In my performances, drawn lines are an absurd and humorous attempt to make us read these mechanisms. In this sense, I use the size of my body and that of my hair braids as graphic elements and units of measurement of space. This preoccupation with measuring the body to its environment is a permanent concern of humanity. It marks our whole history. It can be seen as much in the history of mathematics as it is in art or dance. But what matters most to me in my performances is their size, with their dimensions located and open. I act in relation to a space and an environment. I build according to the architecture and the objects that make up the place in which I intervene. I do not maintain a stage relationship, but an open and interactive relationship with the visitors. Sometimes I speak to them and act silently, according to what they say or do. Finally, what remains of the performance once it is completed? A standing drawing, an object, a sculpture, a photograph, a video, a sound, an entire installation. What remains of the body in the traces left? How the work disappears in time? These questions are at the heart of my current concerns and have found their manifestations in many of my artworks. I would like to thank an Artwork Association for giving me the platform to exhibit my perception of Limitless through showing my drawing installation titled Center XYZ. Due to this isolation period of global health crisis, we have practice of being in a closed spaces. This practice is predefined by a succession of relationships between space, temporality, and our habits. In this work, I am experimenting the limits of the movement with different temporality to understand the body extensions and variety of ephemeral drawings to explore height, length, and width of an architectural space. I interpret the physical principles of architecture through the Pythagorean theorem. Hair braids are used as the unit of measurement for the calculations. For each corner of the wall, the figures, and the geometrical shapes mark the stages and areas of calculations. Limited space is converted into limitless mathematical fictional formulas. The traces of performance gestures remain on the floor, on the wall, or on the door. These multidimensional, site-specific, ephemeral drawing installations are developed during the exhibition period and disappear into water and wind once the exhibition is over. Merging the boundary between art and science, I visualized fictional mathematical formulas to understand the limitless spaces connected to my body. Thank you for listening.